Okay, our lesson 4 is on what are some ways fish are adapted. So our first lesson we talked about how mammals adapt. And our lesson yesterday talked about how birds adapt. And now we're going to talk about what are some ways that the fish adapt. So fish are adapted to live in water. Fish have gills. Gills are body parts that help fish get oxygen from the water. So they have to have these special gills to help them get the oxygen from the water. Fish have fins to help them swim. This porcupine fish is adapted to protect itself. The porcupine fish can make itself big. Sharp spikes stick out from its body when it's big. So if you look down here, guys, if you look at this fish down here, this is actually, this tiny porcupine fish can become very big. So look how tiny it is down here. It doesn't have its spines, or like a porcupine, we call it quills out.
It's small.
It's just small. It's not scared.
It's a baby.
But when it gets scared and it needs to protect itself, it will shoot its spines out. Okay? And so then it changes the shape and protects it. So it kind of turns into a ball. Tyson, what were you going to say? What were you going to say, hon?
Never mind.
Okay. Wyatt?
Aren't gills like those lines that go up and down?
Exactly. Yep.
On the side.
Perfect. All right, Ingrid.
Are those their eyes?
Yeah, this is very hard to tell, but there is an eye right here. Yep. And it's kind of blended in. It's like camouflage. So it's very hard to tell, but there is an eye there. Okay? Now, let's go over here. Oh, Tyson, you remember?
Yeah. Jack, it's not that kind of fish, it's a puffer fish.
A puffer fish.
Have
you guys?
I know. I have.
Have you guys seen a puffer fish before?
Yeah. In the ocean.
They kind of do the same thing. They will puff up when they see danger coming from predators.
the same thing.
Addie,
Can you eat puffer fish?
that's a really good question. I don't.
Because I feel like they're poisonous.
You know what?
They are.
You know, Addie, I would guess we'd have to look that up. I'm not exactly sure if they're all poisonous.
Are those pokey things on there?
Yep. They're spines. Like
Okay.
nails.
Now let's go over to this side because this side's pretty cool. And we have maybe seen these in our lake. So these are called catfish, and many catfish live in lakes and rivers. So in Minnesota, we would definitely see a catfish. We would not probably see this porcupine fish because this fish lives in salt water, and that would be like in the ocean. So a catfish can swim deep in the water, where it is dark, and catfish have feelers that look like whiskers. I'm in the middle of teaching. I think you need to wait. We just went to the bathroom. You need to wait till Mrs. Murphy is done teaching because your friends at home need to wait or need to listen to the lesson. Louis, you may go, but you have to sit down because we just went to the bathroom. Okay, because we're going to be going to the bathroom in about 5 minutes if you can wait. Can you wait? Okay. Catfish have feelers that look like whiskers. So that's kind of why they're called a catfish, because they kind of look like a cat. They have whiskers. But this is really important. Feelers help catfish find food. Long feelers help a catfish find the food. So if you see these very long feelers, there's a reason why they have them. What do they help it do? Tyson?
Protect yourself.
It might protect itself, but what does it help it do? Riley?
Swim.
Not swim. John?
It helps it if there's like if it's getting close to anything.
Yeah, it feels, right? And it's looking for food. And so if it gets close to something,
up.
it will feel it and it'll sense, hey, that's food. I'm hungry. Okay? Now down here, this is a stingray. They're pretty cool, aren't they? And this stingray uses the sharp tail, and it has a spike on its tail to protect itself. So if you ever go by a stingray, you want to make sure you number one, probably stay away from it, because it does have a sharp tail and has a spike on it, and they're kind of very dangerous. Okay? All right, Kinsley.
What kind of fish like stings you? Bullfish, isn't that right? Yeah, bullfish.
I think so. Like around here.
Yeah.
Bullfish.
And catfish, they're very sweet. No, a stingray on top they're very slimy.
They are, aren't they? They do. Have you ever felt just the top of one?
Me too.
Yeah,
I
they're a little
saw
slimy.
one.
Or they feel like velvet.
It's so red.
Okay, LES.
What is that? Yeah.
The porcupine fish?
Yeah. That, and I think there is one in Minecraft, the same exact.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can eat 'em.
It just gets little, and then whenever you get close to it, it pops open, and then you get like hurt by it.
Cool.
Yeah, that's on my. And if you eat it, you get poisoned.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, Corla.
My sister Layla, she plays Minecraft, and she built really big world up in the air. It's super cool. So she just made like a long tower of blocks, like it goes really, really high, and then she broke all the blocks. She made this grass area, and then she broke all the blocks, and she made a house. There's 2 layers, and
Is there like any fish in there or anything?
yeah, she made they always die. She had a dolphin.
Oh, yeah.
That's because they have to be in
Okay.
and stuff.
All right, now, I know you guys all want to share something. I'll let you share after the video, okay? Okay. All right, let's watch this video. This is by the same
Author.
the same person created both the birds video. There's actually a mammal one that we haven't watched yet, but there's a mammal, birds, and now fish, okay?
Watch the bird one.
Hello friends, and welcome to a new happy learning video. Today we're going to learn about the wettest animals on the planet. Presenting the fish.
That's Nemo. Fish jumping.
In almost all the places where you can find water, be it either salt water or fresh water, you can also find fish. There are fish of all sorts of sizes, shapes and colors, and yet they all have common characteristics, which you should know. Fish are vertebrates. Their skeleton is made up of bones or cartilage. They are also cold-blooded. Their temperature is not constant, meaning it depends on the water temperature. This fish looks really cold. All fish have extremities in the form of fins, as you can see in this image. Dorsal fins, caudal fins, which is its tail, pectoral fins, pelvic fins, and anal fins. Another really important fact that one must remember is that almost all fish are covered in scales. The gills are the fish's respiratory organ. The respiration process is very interesting. Water enters through the mouth and goes to the gills. The gills then collect the oxygen and distribute it to the rest of the body through the blood vessels. Then the water is expelled through an opening which can be found in the majority of the fish behind their head, which is called the gill flap. Fish reproduce by laying eggs. Therefore, they are oviparous, and their fertilization can be either external or internal. Some fish are excellent fathers, like this one who protects his babies inside his mouth. He looks as if he's going to eat them, but he's actually protecting them. Look at that! Isn't it amazing? Almost all fish are carnivores, eating other fish smaller than themselves, and therefore they each have different ways of defending themselves. The most common action to take is when feeling threatened is to escape as fast as possible, as in to swim away rapidly.
I know
There are other ways of defending themselves that are much more original. For example, clownfish finds hiding himself among these venomous enemies. Others imitate or camouflage themselves with their background by changing the color and shape of the plants and rocks around them. Can you see this fish in that image? Oh, well, it was indeed a fish, and a very hungry one. Look at this. This is the largest fish in the world, the whale shark. Even though it is called a whale shark, you must remember it is actually a shark, not a whale. Whales are not fish. They are aquatic animals, like these friendly dolphins. So never forget, whales and dolphins are not fish, but mammals. Now I have a very important fact you must always remember. It's extremely important. As you already know, fish, as well as many other animals, live in the water. Water is essential for life. And for this reason, we must look after it. We must protect it. There are people who dirty nature by throwing rubbish into the rivers and oceans without thinking about their terrible consequences they're causing. Plastics and substances which contaminate the water kill a huge amount of fish. Turtles, dolphins, whales, sharks, and many more die every day because of contamination. Water is a source of life. We must take care of it and protect it. So now you know, look after nature and all living things, and they can live happily. Goodbye, friends, until next happy learning video.